Right then team, interesting topic for you all to be thinking about today. Too much training and how it can slow down weight loss. Now, I thought I'd bring this up because for a lot of people, they just think I've just got to train more and more and more and more and more to lose weight, when actually that isn't the case, okay? And today's video is basically just to go over some considerations of what we can be doing, how we can be more efficient, and how realistically we're going to fit this into your lives, which are crazy busy. All of you are working all the time. Most of you have got children, or most of you have got loads of things that you need to do. When training more isn't going to be the thing that gets you losing weight, and it probably, if I'm being completely frank with you, is going to hinder you in the long run. So there's going to be a few controversial opinions in here, but this is just me. This is what I think, and this is how I set up my clients. And for you guys who watch these videos, you are all busy working professionals, and we're not people that can just go off and do life in like a 20-year-old. That's just not how we work. So a few things to consider before we get cracking. To gain or to lose 1 pound of body fat in your life as a regular human being, it's about 3,000 to 3,500 calories, okay? And that's to drop 1 pound of body fat, okay? The other thing that I need you all to think about here is also then how we're going to implement calorie burning into our day-to-day lives. Whenever we consider doing training, what we have to think about what the benefits of training are. For most of you, the training is going to be about building muscle, speeding up your metabolism by building more muscle to then burn more calories. But the final thing for most of you is just enjoying it. It's a stress relief from a busy day. It's going and seeing your mates. It's coming and seeing the team, having a bit more focus. The training isn't normally for a lot of people, unless you're doing like triathlons, you're doing marathons, it's never going to be something that's just going to be able to just drop lots of weight. Because if you think in a regular training session, let's say if you burn 300 calories and you've got to do 3,500 calories to lose weight, that is a lot of training that you have to do, and it's a lot of high intensity training that you have to do to try and just drop 1 pound of body fat, okay? So if we just switch our mindsets around from what the training is, so that we know that instantly it's not gonna be the thing that is specifically designed for weight loss, okay? Look, it's gonna help just speed things up, okay? But it's not gonna be specifically for losing weight. What I want you to think of training, and as I have my pen here, I want you to think of training as a way to training, just check my handwriting here. Training equals build muscle, okay? When you build more muscle, you burn more calories. Okay. When you have more muscle and you can burn more calories, these are the types of people that you probably see when you go on a night out with your friends and you look at them, they're tiny, and you think, they've got loads of muscle, and you think how the hell are they eating all that? And nothing happens. It's because they've built more muscle and they are burning more calories just to survive, okay? So the number one thing we want you to be thinking about when it comes to successful long-term weight loss is build more muscle, lift heavier weights, get stronger, so that you can then eat more, work harder, train more. And if weight loss is your primary focus, if you're burning more calories, that's going to then speed things up. So if we focus it now to building more muscle and enjoying it, for those of you who want that toned physique and dropping body fat, also you build more muscle, basically it's going to make you look leaner as well. Now the other thing I want you to consider, when you are doing more training, you're going to be getting more tired, okay? When you get more tired, you either get hungrier because your brain, you lose concentration, you can't stay or focus on your nutrition plan, but also you're just generally going to get hungrier anyway from just maximal exertion, okay? The calories that you burn in training, so again, let's say if you burn 300 calories in a training session, think how quickly it is to eat 300 calories, and you have to hammer yourself in training for 45, 50 minutes to burn 300 calories. The reason why more training doesn't always equal or actually slows you down is because, look, I could literally eat 300 calories in one bite. If you think what a chocolate bar is, or even a protein bar is 230 calories for what? One training session. And when you eat and then your brain is like firing off all these signals like, oh, that's amazing. Then what happens is you eat more and you eat more. And so the 300 calories you've just burned, it's so quickly that you've eaten 600, 700, 800 calories. Okay, and that's why actually sometimes if you've not got the control and again, weight loss is your primary focus, the eating, which again could be, again, you should never eat to replace, like when it goes purely, you should never train just to purely burn calories. But basically what this is going to be is that your 300 calories that you thought you were eating suddenly is 500, 600, 700, 800 calories. And so then you're in a calorie surplus. And so the 3,500 calories that you're aiming for to drop that 1 pound of body fat suddenly becomes a lot harder. Okay, so consider that. The other thing I want you to think about, okay, again, if too much training is your recovery time. Okay, again, we need you to recover. We need to let your bodies repair. If you're building muscle, you need to have rest, okay? If you are training all the time, you are not allowing your bodies to rest to build more muscle, which obviously is the goal, so that you can burn more calories and live that lean, healthy life, okay? So think about that. The other thing I do want you to think about, okay, is, I'm just giving you lots of things to think about here, is how we can, again, change our mindset and change our life to burn more calories. Because what actually we can do, rather than hammering ourselves and just basically going hell for leather on more and more training, it's just trying to implement more steps into your day. Roughly, I mean, I took a rough guesstimate. About 200 calories, 200 to 250 calories is going to be anyone that does about 5,000 steps in their day. Now, doing 5,000 steps is not going to make you as hungry as going for like a 45, 50 minute, HIIT or Hyrox or big training session. It just won't, because you're not putting that big exertion into it. However, you can burn those 200 calories, take a water bottle around with you as well, and you're good to go. So it's playing little psychological tricks on yourself to keep on it as well. The only other thing that I will want you all to properly consider, again, is really coming back to why we are doing this, okay? If your goal is purely to lose weight, okay, well then you have to be realistic with what you want your life to be. It is always going to be way, way easier to eat, and to slip on your diet than to burn the calories, okay? So if you're wanting to speed things up, the first thing that I would probably recommend you to do is bring your calories just a little bit lower, or bring your water up a bit higher before trying to look to bring more exercise up, okay? So play through these things, reconsider if you're just pushing more and more and more on the training, and let's see if you can implement a couple of these tips to help speed up your weight loss.